All right. Hello. Welcome to the Never Too Old to Be a Wizard podcast. I'm Sam. I'm here with my sister Catherine and her husband Kyle. Today we were going to go over the early game experience because I think me and Catherine have the most experience with that part of the game because we have done that more than anything else. We just keep making new wizards. I want to know, when did this game come out at this point? Wizard, I'm Googling. Nobody. I'm Googling live. It came out in 2008. So this game is officially 12 years old. And I mean, I don't really want to tell you what age that made me when the game came out because that'll age myself. You know, it's too easy to do that math of add 12. So I'm gonna let me switch over to the live scene so Micah's got something to look at. He can watch me play wizards while he listens to us talk about playing wizards. So me and Catherine have.
Why do you have your clown car on your death guy?
Because it's clean.
I'm devastated.
So.
Okay, go back to Wizard City if we're going to talk about beginning game.
Do you want me to stand at Wizard City while we talk about it? Will that make you feel better? Let me mark here and I go home.
Fish in the commons the entire time.
The fish in the commons. That's the video we're doing. Alright, well, I'm at my little starter dorm. Alright, so Wizard 101, I think the reason I had to include monetization in the early game experience is because you really can't get much of an early game experience without hitting the monetization wall very quickly.
I think you can get to level maybe close to 15 without paying money, but then it's over.
If you did every single side quest and also did like some dungeons in people's houses, you could get, to 15, 16.
I saw you pass 3 side quests that you could have picked up and done around Wizard City.
Yeah, I'm not about that life. And here, okay. Because Catherine loves doing every quest everywhere, and I found out recently in a video, the main quest line for the game has enough experience to get you to max level. If you don't do a single side quest the whole game, yeah.
I'm devastated.
So.
Will I get there faster with less money, though, if I did all the side quests?
Yes, you won't have to buy as many areas.
Success. Let's be honest, I'm going to end up buying the whole game. What are we doing?
Yeah, so am I. But that's so first off, I guess let's throw it to Kyle, who's had the most experience in the new early game experience. What do you think of Wizard? What's the impression you get?
Fizzling sucks.
Fizzling does suck.
Fizzling is a really bad time. I mean, I'm having a pretty good time with it. I feel like they there's a lot of ways that they pull you through the game and try to like kind of help you understand what you're going to be trying to do while you're playing. But then there's other times where I feel like you kind of get thrown into a blender pretty quickly on if you're not having like help from people like y'all, the veterans of this game that have been playing.
Yeah, I will say they always have a quest to try to introduce you to any mechanic that they want to throw at you, but at the same time they just give you the surface level. I've had to look so deep into the game to try to like really figure out the intricacies of, let's say, fishing, for instance. I'm like, okay, I know how to catch a fish. But why and where and for like why would I want to do that? And then you can see all these videos that show you all the possible benefits of fishing down the road. And then here's where you can learn what the professions you can get are like gardening, fishing, crafting, that kind of stuff. What do you think of the aesthetic basically? Because it's been updated a lot since back when me and Catherine played.
Yeah, I mean it looks like a 12-year-old game that has been updated. I mean, I enjoy the aesthetic a lot. I like the way that they have the different like worlds, and they all have their kind of own feel. And then you even get the kind of clothing sets and wands and such from each world that have like that kind of match that aesthetic. It's really enjoyable for me.
And I think you're mostly talking about the Crocotopia set that you get, because I think that's the first gear set that's made available to you.
Yeah.
My God! Look at this mount. Look at this guy. The mount is a goblin carrying this guy around.
Shut up!
That's so funny. Back when me and Catherine started playing, there were no sets that early in the game.
Yeah.
Like, me and Catherine are up to Dragonspire at this point of just playing together, and Dragonspire, I believe, used to be the end of the game. I believe that is where you fight Malastare. That's the first arc, essentially, in the... Oh, look, a quest. But, They've added so many more worlds now, because I think the max level used to be 50. That's about what you hit by the end of Dragonspire. Now you can go all the way up to 130, and I think there's 3 distinct arcs with worlds within each. And
It wants you to kill the snowmen. So.
I think, yeah, I'm not gonna kill the snow. Do you want me to? Will that make you feel better? You want me to side quest?
Part of the experience.
Okay, I can't. Here's a fight. But the only issue I have with the aesthetic is that everything, it looks like a cul-de-sac. It's just a bunch of themed cul-de-sacs essentially.
That's very fair.
Which, I mean, I like the game a lot, but it is a bunch of themed cul-de-sacs. Everything has a sidewalk. It's like, I'm in the desert. What's in the desert? A sidewalk. Like, you can't get away from it no matter where you go.
Well, actually, Grizzleheim doesn't really have sidewalks whatsoever.
So I've heard people say that Grizzleheim is their favorite world, even though it's like a side world. It's not really part of the main storyline. So
I'm not blown away, but
okay, you're like, I don't want to go that far. Hey, I didn't say
I'm
that.
having fun with it.
Yeah,
I'm
because
having fun with it. I like the Viking feel.
Is that how far y'all are with your 2 characters you're playing together?
No, we're doing that with our main characters, like my Storm guy and Catherine's Fire guy.
Oh, okay. You're doing the Grizzleheim side questing. That's cool. What
I'm
level is
trying
your
to hit
Storm guy
level
at this
50.
point?
Right now he's 20 or 39. Sorry,
39. Okay.
I've been grinding. Been 2 weeks.
Yep. I can't imagine why.
That's so weird. Me too.
And with the whole global pandemic, there has been apparently a huge increase in players for Wizards specific. I mean, for everything. There's just increased viewership, increased player base for every game and media source.
Yeah.
Except for movies. But other than that, yeah, sure. Let's go AoE. What do you think? I mean, how many different classes have you tried out, Kyle?
I have only tried out 2.
Tried out 2, and did you? But they were. And my issue with the early game experience, another one would be, they feel pretty samey at the beginning, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, they are a lot the same. I mean, you have the exact same spells, except just re-skinned for the different, like,
Yeah.
you have, like, the Lava Shark, the Thunder Shark, the Ice Shark, like, they're all the same.
Well, those aren't actually, I don't think those are all spells you can get as part of your spellbook.
No, because I know my ice minion has a bunch of stuff I don't have.
Yeah.
Like he's got Ice Shark.
Like you'll
Ice
see,
Cat,
they do have skins of stuff like that, but I believe Thunder Shark is the one that started that, and it's it's a storm spell.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
it did bother me a lot one time when I got hit by the very first time I got hit by a snowman that was a lightning snowman. I was very confused.
Yeah. And I've been hit by a lot of those lately in Marleybone on this death guy.
Yeah.
But I think there are some wizard schools that do a really good job of early differentiation. Like if you look at fire, you get Fire Elf as like your second spell, and it's very different than everybody else's tier 2 spell. It lets you know, okay, you're gonna do more damage than people, but it's gonna be over time, right?
Yeah.
And then you get ones like Death.
A lot of fire spells.
And Death gives you a ghoul. It's like instead of a damage spread, this is gonna be an exact number, and it's gonna steal life from your opponent.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, when I was younger, I was very drawn to the Death School for that reason. I'm like, oh wow, it's different. You can tell right from the bat there's gonna be cool things to this. And I think Myth, before you even hit level 10, gets a minion he can start summoning. So there's certain ones that really introduce you to it. But then when you play other ones, like let's say Storm, Ice, and Fire, or just Storm and Ice, both just get hits like 1, 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm.
And so does Nature. The thing that separates Nature is you can tell when they give you that heal spell, everyone gets a heal spell around level 5 or something, right? And they can cast it on themselves for 2 pips and heal yourself. Nature wizards can cast that same heal on other people.
Yeah. My thought was that playing a life character would be so great if I did it with like on a team.
Yes.
But now I've been grinding my life wizard by myself, and
Feels bad.
It's challenging.
And that is problematic because like pretty much any wizard can do fat damage later, like at the end game, right? But also as you're playing through early to mid game, you'll notice a lot with balanced wizards and nature wizards, you're like, well, I have 12 support spells and nobody's with me. What do I do? And that's why I think I told it says hello. Death is the best school for solo play. You are correct, Q-Mini. I'm playing Death right now, and it's clean. And that's because Death has the ability, like I said, to suck life out of their opponents. So you get the big hits. The blade is 40%, which I don't know if you guys have noticed, but each school has actually different percentages on your blade.
Yes.
Playing life solo is very hard to do during the beginning and mid game. Exactly, that's what we're saying.
True. Yeah.
Big true.
Big true.
And I mean I've thought that Storm is not necessarily the safest one to solo as, because you will die a lot. Like, because I'm running nothing but gear that improves my damage, and I have like half the health of my characters that are lower level than him.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
that's what that
one
was
shot
right now.
everybody, and once you have Tempest, you can just burn through fights. You literally just go Blade, like Trap, Tempest, and you kill everything. Even if it's a boss, you can throw a feint and just kill the whole fight in one spell. And so I think if you were speed running, I think Storm might be the best for soloing. But I think if your goal is just to not ever lose fights, Death is probably your better bet.
Yeah, I've been dying a lot recently. I've had to have Catherine help me with a ton of dungeons.
Yeah. It's not the easiest way to live. And Catherine, you've been doing it as the fire wizard, right? You've been doing a lot of side questing as fire, even up into the higher areas. Have you had much trouble soloing as fire?
There's some dungeons I've struggled with.
I mean, that's where you're gonna find the most trouble, anyways, especially at the higher levels.
But not actually too much.
And then, yeah, Q Mini here is saying that that's Catherine. Part of that for you is because they're saying it's harder to solo without AOE spells. And Storm and Fire have very good early. Well, Storm gets Tempest not that early, but pretty early, and it helps them out a lot. It's one of the best because you can adjust how much damage it does based on pips. Fire gets Meteor very early, and so does Myth gets Humongo Frog very early, and they're very useful for leveling.
Here's the thing. So on my ice guy, I just got not just got, but I got an AOE, but I still haven't gotten a blade. No,
yes,
I still haven't gotten a blade.
That is problematic. Yeah, ice is hard.
I'm 37. I looked it up. You get it at 38. I'm like, this is devastating.
But you don't, Catherine. Death doesn't get an AOE until I think past level 50. Like Death and Life are very late to the game on AOE.
Yeah.
But you'll see Balance gets it at 16. You get it pretty much instantly. But if you're looking for the sweet spot when you start wanting to do AoE, because they're giving you guys that you're starting to get power pips. There's guys that are around that health to be bladeable and AoEable. Yeah, you Fire and Myth is the way to be, which is fortunate that that's the ones me and Catherine were drawn to.
That's our main.
Because even when it got out of range, me and Catherine aren't able to. Yeah, the Q Mini here is saying Death is at 48 and Life is at 58. Oh, Q Mini's following. Count it.
Failed it.
But they're saying Death is at 48 and Life is at 58. Yeah, so maybe at the very end of Dragonspire, Q-Mini might get it. But then Life is not going to get it till past then. Literally, so that means at the beginning of the game, when the game first started, Life actually didn't have one. All the way through the game until they added new content.
That sounds real.
Yeah, so that's why leveling his Life is rough. You do get the blade early enough, so you kind of just have to just kill them one at a time as Life and keep yourself alive with your healing. It just takes a while.
It's my minion pretty heavily when I'm Life, because you get a little fairy minion, and it's actually revived me 2 times now, multiple times. It's been bringing me back to life in the middle of a fight.
I've been using the Storm minion a lot more, I'm not going to lie. Especially now that my Storm's up to the point where I've got enough pips where you can instant summon him at the very beginning of the fight.
Are you talking about the water minion?
The water elemental, yeah.
Elemental, yeah, I do love him as well.
He does big work, okay? Yeah. He's out here saving lives. He heals, he shields.
He's like, here, let me throw this taunt real quick and then give you 47 shields that you'll never actually use.
It reminds me of that meme. It's like he protect, he snack, but also he back.
He does. He hits hard too when he hits. Yeah, he doesn't hit often. He does hit hard.
See, you say that, but also he really pisses me off when I'm fighting a Myth boss, or not Myth, a Storm boss, and they have big resistance to my damage. And I'm like, okay, I gotta set up for this big, put the converter on him, the prism. So, and then the storm guy's like, I got you, friend. And then he hits him and knocks my prism off. I'm like, you suck. I've been
I've had that
setting up
happen
for
a few
this fat
times.
tempest so long, and you have ruined me. That is a big issue with minions.
Oh yeah. Well,
Uh,
I
Q-Mini
started using
says
the
that.
ice minion because it was giving me a blade for the first time. I was like, wow. So I started summoning my minion just to get a blade on myself for my AoE.
Wow. Wow. You could just blade yourself. The turn that you summoned a minion, you could have spent blading.
No,
Just a
that's what
heads
I'm
up.
saying. My ice guy still doesn't have a blade, so
Oh,
I
so
summoned
the
my minion.
minion blades for you? That's the ghettoest strategy I've ever heard of.
Yes, it is.
But Q-Mini's saying that they finished Dragonspire and then went to Grizzleheim, and once they finished
Finished
Grizzleheim is when
Grizzleheim.
they got to the high enough level to get the
I'm
AoE.
devastated by that news.
Yeah,
Devastated.
yeah. So does that make you want to stop playing life? It's a hard knock life, Catherine.
I mean,
No
my
pun
life
intended.
guy hit almost 30, and I kind of got sad and took a break.
Mine's at like, yeah, mine got to like 27, and I stopped because I had caught up to our main wizards at the time, which we're past that now. And then I tried to go back to it, and I was like, but I could play death. You know, I could just be clean with it.
I think Death is actually the school I haven't played in a long time. I've been trying a lot of schools recently. I've been kind of bouncing back and forth between my lower level characters.
The thing that made me make the death character too was because I bought the clown car gift card or whatever, and it comes with death gear, and and I'm like, well, I got to get max level death if I'm ever gonna use this gear. Otherwise, what's the
You're right.
point?
You're right.
All right, so I guess what you mentioned that some things were very confusing to you, Kyle. Which things were the most confusing to you at the beginning?
So some of the things, I mean, were just kind of, one of the things is just navigating the menu system. Like you'll earn something, and it kind of takes a while for me to remember even now. Go to try to like find it.
You talking about like gear and decks and stuff, gear and
Yeah,
cards and
stuff like
stuff.
the ducks, the deck stuff confuses me a little bit. One part of the deck that actually still confuses me because I even asked Catherine about it, she didn't know what it was. So the decks obviously, whenever you have a different deck, it shows you like the max spells you can have and the max copies. But then it talks about a sideboard. I've never been able to find anything about what that even means. Um,
Oh, yes, that is for your treasure cards. Yeah, so I tried to just in short tell you what treasure cards were, which
yes.
they're essentially this game's version of consumables, right?
Mhm.
They're spells where you can discard a card from your hand and then pull a card from your extra deck, and then that card will be from your sideboard, which is where all your treasure cards are kept.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
so you could just put one heal spell in there, and then just whenever you need it, discard a card, draw from there. It's to use it as basically a potion mid-fight, a consumable of sorts. But
Okay.
which I like it as far as that. And then there's like an end game thing you can get into, not even end game, but later game because you need a lot of money to compete in it. But there's a decathlon, which is they put you through challenges that you can only use treasure cards. So that's for the high level people that are like, oh, what do I do with all my treasure cards?
Yeah.
And the issue I have is when you get into the PvP of the game, which I know you guys have pretty much no experience in. I didn't want to, blow all our topics on the first episode, but treasure cards run PvP because they are
Mhm.
way more powerful than the average spell. So if you have the money to just buy a whole deck full of treasure cards, that is the most efficient way to outplay somebody effectively.
That makes sense. And one of the other this thing I feel like is more relevant to like actual like early game and stuff was like actually figuring out and learning how to build my deck and like
Yes.
make it the most useful for what it can be.
Yes, Catherine still doesn't know how to do
Still don't. Yeah.
that. Still working on it.
I've been working on it for a long time, and you'd think I would know
And
by now.
honestly, I was just putting in whatever I wanted for a long time until I recently got into the game more, and I was looking at, okay, if you want to, like when I made my Storm guy, and I'm like, my goal is I'm trying to speed run the game, and I'm looking at how do I do that? They're like, well, you should only be running Blade and Tempest. That should be your whole deck. Like not actually, but you only want to run the cards you're gonna cast that'll finish the fight.
Yeah.
Which But I just like to have a grab bag of things that I can pull from. Well, especially when me and Catherine are playing together, I'll be like, watch this, you know, and I want to show her my cool little spell.
Oh,
Yeah.
same. I have been risking it for the biscuit with my wild blast a
Oh,
lot.
dude.
Oh, I love Wild Bolt so much. Wild Bolt is so tasty, no matter how many times you get the 10. And I assumed it'd be like a 1/3 chance of each of them, but I think you only have like a 20% chance to hit the 1,000, which is still better than I would have expected.
Yeah, so I was like, there's more of a chance that I'll hit the 100 or 1,000 than I'll hit the 10. And then I hit for like 19 with my boost. I'm like, I did it.
Yeah. I just this is where I put a reminder of myself to cut in that little meme of, well, that was a lie. It's like, yeah, it should be an even chance, except you notice, I seem to never hit the 1,000, like ever.
He hit the 1,000 the first time he cast it, and he's like, "I'm gonna keep
Mm.
using it forever."
And
And
then,
I was
yep,
like, "You
and
should."
then, and then you were a convert to the school of Bolt. And that is something I think people have tried. They try to make YouTube videos doing that in PvP. They're like, watch this, I'm just gonna spam Bolt. I'm like,
I bet it
yes,
works every time.
yeah, 100%. Listen, you miss every bolt you don't take. You know what I'm saying?
True. So true.
It's just that's how I live my life. Oh man, and there's the fizzle Kyle mentioned. I just throw a fat fizzle on a 4-pip spell. Fizzling is, I think, very mitigatable by the end of the game. Like you can have gear if you wanted to. You could run gear that is like, I'm immune to fizzle, unless
Yeah,
people. Yeah.
I've been working on that a little bit, like so, especially with Storm. I feel like going for accuracy gear is extremely important.
And you said you like the sets. Doesn't the croc gear help you out a lot with accuracy in the early game? I think there's like
Not a lot. I mean, there's a tiny bit of an accuracy boost. I think if you get to like if you have 2 of a matching set, then it has +2 accuracy. I was trying to work on the specific.
Storm
There was
set, yeah.
yeah, but I just was not
I
getting
had
the
the
set at
full
all.
basic set until I threw on this cloak you see me wearing here, and I believe it gives you 3% accuracy, which is not nothing, but it's also not life changing. I don't know what just happened to my throat. It needed a timeout. I didn't like throw up. I had a weird dyspepsia thing, and then I decided to make that weird noise afterwards.
Sounded like
That
goofy
was
first.
the noise was voluntary. The throat thing was not.
Gross. Anyway, are you doing ironworks right now?
Yes. Yes. Let me check the map. Yeah. Doing ironworks. Q-Mini says you need to do 5 worlds for death to get their AoE spell. And I believe the AoE spell is the scarecrow you get, right? And it looks really cool. I really like the aesthetic of the death spells because they're like, I don't know, they're silly,
Halloween-esque.
Halloween-y. Yeah, they're not like gross. Like I feel like if you play Magic the Gathering or Yu-Gi-Oh and you make a zombie deck, they're gross.
Very grotesque.
Yeah, zombies are just gross unless you're doing
Don't do it.
Shiranuis or
Don't
something.
go there.
Catherine, I'm fine. Listen, I got the clown car. I'm so clean with it. You can't believe the cleanliness.
You're going back? What? Oh,
All right, so I think we've covered a lot of what we felt like doing for the early game. Do we want to discuss more of the monetization options? Because I think that is a big boon of trying to talk somebody else into playing this game with you. Because oh Lord, I've tried.
It's the reason I have so many people refusing to play with me. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because it's
Very
not.
true.
We live in the world of free-to-play games, and you hit the wall for the free-to-play version or aspect of this so quickly. It's staggering.
So quick.
Me
Yeah.
and Sophie were just doing the mainline quests, and we hit level 8, and we had been done with Trident, whatever is Trident Alley,
Triton Avenue.
Trident
Yeah.
Avenue, and we immediately hit that, and I thought we'd be level 10 at least by the end. And I'm like, well, we haven't been side questing. We're level 8. And I'm like, well, that feels bad. like I didn't even get my 3-pip spell yet, and I already feel like I hit the end of the content. And it's not that expensive to go a little farther. Like, speaking of the options, your choices are to get a subscription to the game, which if you buy it year round, it's $60 a year. That's what, $5 a month is your cheapest option for subscription. But that's if you buy it year round. I think it's like $10 if you tried to buy it per month or something. These are guesses. I should probably be looking this up. Catherine, get on the Google.
Here, let me get on the Google.
run the numbers. and I know
Well,
for a
if I could
fact.
spell, that'd be great.
And then, or your alternative to getting a subscription is buying each world as you go. And that's what me and Catherine have been doing. And I know a lot of people that are in the Wizard community say that's not worth it. But me and Catherine have been playing for 12 years, and we have gotten a lot of value out of not ever having to play a subscription.
Yeah.
Like, if we would have spent a lot more money if we had been subscribed this whole time. But we've been playing on and off, and it's worked out pretty well for us, I would say.
It appears to be $5 a month. It says,
Either way.
what is this though?
Humini is saying that it's about $10 for 1 month, and then
And then 100 yearly. But I'm saying,
yeah.
but when it's on sale, like they have a sale going on right now, I believe it's $60 for the year.
Okay.
The reason why nobody plays is because they don't want to pay shit for a free game. I agree. It should be a free. I don't know if the whole game should be free, but I think at the very minimum, you should give it free through Crocotopia, because that's not very far at all. Especially
Yeah.
since
I agree with that.
you see Destiny doing content all the way through. Like, all the content from the original Destiny 2 game is free at this point.
Yeah.
And it used to be a $60 game.
All of the content for the entire game is free other than the
Expansions.
dungeons.
Yeah, which is what they should be doing with Wizards, is they should be selling you the expansions, the sections.
Yes.
If they really wanted to bring people in for a full experience, they could get them all the way to Dragonspire, because that's the original content. But I think it'd be hard to sell somebody past that if they just enjoyed the free to play. Like, I've played up to here and I had a lot of fun with it. I don't feel any desire to go further, because I think this game is very playable as just a single player experience. You don't need to play it like an MMO if you don't want to, at least not up through Dragonspire. Past then, the dungeons I'm sure get a lot harder. I doubt you would want to do end game level 130 dungeons by yourself.
That would sound
Because me just fighting the myth teacher to get into Dragonspire as a myth was so hard. He has like 4,000 health, and I put the little prisms on him, right? But my biggest spell is like a 5-pip Minotaur, which hits twice. So the first hit pops, it only does like 50 damage, and it pops the prism. And I'm like, wait, what? So then he fully resists the bulk of the rest of the attack. So I'm just literally just spamming an AoE spell on him to try to do some damage, and like evil snowman, because I leveled all the way up to Tower Shield and Ice. So I can only imagine the game must get much, much harder as you go. But I think through Dragonspire you could easily play it as a one-player experience if that was your goal in life.
That's basically what I've been doing with my Storm guy, other than when I get into situations where I have 1,200 health. Like there was I don't know if you've done this one, Sam, you might have, but it's the dungeon that is kind of off of Crocotopia, but it's not in Crocotopia. You kind of go to like this like snowy mountain.
No, it's the one he told me not to do. It's like a separate.
No. Yeah, I've heard of that one actually, but no,
Yeah,
I have
very
not
difficult.
done that one. There's a level 30 dungeon that's extremely hard, and they do make content for that. But that's what I'm saying. Those are on the side. We did the Mount Olympus one. It's level 30, and it is very hard. But you have to get help for that at that level. There's no way you could solo that at level 30. But they made that with that in mind, right? And that's optional. You can get really good gear there for progressing through the game, but that's not something you have to do if your goal, again, was to play through it as a single experience. And I think there's a lot of value in that as well, because me and Catherine haven't gotten to the end game, but we had a lot of fun just being level 30 doing that dungeon. And when you get there, we could go with you, because I doubt we're
level
any.
39.
So, I mean, we could do that today. Because me and Catherine are definitely not that much more prepared than we were before, and we got slapped.
One thing. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
One thing I've actually really enjoyed about doing a solo now, I don't remember this, I'm pretty sure this was not the case the last time we played, but the team up option in dungeons, where you could just request for people to join you, saves my life. Saves my life on more than one occasion.
See, but you play at night.
Oh, you play at 4 in the morning.
Yes. So there's Humini's the only person up here to help me at this time. There's nobody else awake to team up with me at this time.
That's fair.
And actually nowadays I've even been doing hotspot on my phone and the bus to and from work, and I've been enjoying that a lot for the single player aspect. And I gave up on side questing on my myth because I just realized I'll never catch up to Catherine. It's a never ending.
Devastating. It's devastating to realize that. I'm waiting for what magical thing happens to me when I turn level 50. I'm like, where is it?
Oh, you do get. I mean, I don't know what the fire spell is. I doubt you want it spoiled for you. But there is a level 50 spell for each person. Like, there's a quest for it. You get a level, I think it's 48 and a 50 spell. So did you get a spell at 48? Or am I
I think
crazy?
I did.
Yeah. Okay. So, because I got to the 42 spell, which I got another new AOE on my myth that's super money. Q Mini's talking about it in the chat. I think the myth teacher had it when he fought me, so I might have been a little under leveled for him. Might have been the problem. But it breaks all shields and blades on everyone, and it's a big hit AOE.
There's a storm spell that I've seen used on me and Catherine a few times that I'm really interested into getting, but I have not seen it yet. As to when you get it, and it looks pretty much like Poseidon.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
the whole thing comes up with
Storm
water.
God?
Yeah,
That's 7 pip spell. That's
yeah.
probably going to be pretty close to 50.
Okay.
That might be the
It looks really
50
dope.
spell. It does look super dope, but and then
It's
he
huge.
he's an AOE and he's much more pip efficient than Tempest. Like if you use 7 pips for Tempest, it's not going to do as much damage as he is because he's exactly 7. But I don't know. Tempest isn't as cool as he is for sure. It's just a little wave.
For sure.
It just looks like you put somebody in a wave pool, you know? It's not super gangster.
Talk about my overtime AOE on my fire guy was it's 5 bips and it was the most
Yeah,
anticlimactic thing
it's
of
so
my entire.
interesting to see how great your meteor shower is compared to how terrible your that
Yeah, my
spell is.
meteor shower. Why are you gonna?
I just don't feel that bad for you when you get 2 AoEs and one of them is very good and your other one's just okay.
Actually, they're both very good, so I don't know.
Look, King Gummy leveled. This thing is nightmare fuel.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't
He
like
is
the
What the
pet.
not
hell is
cute at all.
I did finally get one of my pet on my main person to uh, an agent, so he's been helping me. He also gives me more damage, which has
Alright,
been
I'm
great.
going to go into a fight at Wizard City just to show you why I let this fool run around with me, because he has a 7 pip spell that I think you'll need to experience.
There's a confirmed answer. Stormlord is 7 pips, and it's exclusively learned by a level 48 Storm Wizard.
Beautiful.
Well,
So I
there
will
you
So
get
go.
keep
there
waiting.
I
probably
told you to be
during
close to
Mushu at some
50.
point.
Yeah, my storm guy, I believe, is exactly at 40. I think I got to Dragonspire and then stopped because I was getting ahead of me and Catherine again, and I didn't want to.
Well, it's
And
just like you level your Storm guy past me, and then you have
and
to stay
I'm
with
honestly
me.
very excited about the potential going forward because right now, me and Catherine are in Dragonspire, and you're almost to 50. And the next world after Dragonspire is where you pick a new school, essentially. Like there's like the Moon, Sun, and Star.
I'm so excited.
I
Sun
was
has
looking into what
the
those do,
Yeah,
and
Sun
that
has the
seemed
ability to literally just like buff your spells without actually having to play them. Like you just click it in your hand, click on the spell, and it turns your spell into a treasure card version of it that has more damage or more accuracy. So you can literally buff it before playing it, and then you just play the spell as normal. The Moon one you literally transform into other monsters, and I've heard it's super trash, and it's the only thing I'm going to use.
interesting.
Sounds like you, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it looks super fun, but I've heard you do nothing but die. He uses a myth imp that does damage to you and a cast a spell life and a spell death, and if you're playing life or death, be prepared not to be able to cast any spells. And then getting all your blades and shields just okay, so Q Mini's got beef with the myth teacher. Q Mini got something to say. Q Mini's like Cyrus has had it too easy for too long. I'm tired of him.
He
People-
don't be wrong though.
And I was mad because Catherine's fire, the best in the game. It's hard. She has no problems. The game's easy.
Really, no problem.
She literally blew. She's like, "Oh yeah, I fought him. It didn't take long, and it took me so long, and I barely survived. I almost ran out of spells fighting that guy. I did beat him because I knew what I was going into. I was like, he's gonna be hard. I'm gonna bring all my ice spells.
Yeah,
But
it's probably because
still-
you didn't say, "Let me fix my deck real quick" before you went into
That's
the
true.
fight.
Catherine does say that before every fight. It's literally her catchphrase.
Let me fix my
real quick."
deck real quick.
He wants to expel you from Wizard City. Yeah, he's going full Snape on you. You roll
This
up
doesn't
this.
hit as hard.
Cyrus does have big Snape energy. Now that you mention
Yeah,
it,
it
I
doesn't
think
hit as hard though without the hair.
I think this game came out at a good time with Harry Potter, to where people were already kind of craving the wizard. Like they wanted to be a wizard, and this is a school for wizards. and also MMOs were big at the time. I think there was a lot of things going well for Wizards when it came out.
The first Harry Potter movie came out in, sorry,
1999.
2001.
1999.
No, it says first Harry Potter movie release date was November 14th,
That is
2001.
not correct.
He even makes you get his laundry. The quests in this game are pretty silly. I do like the side quests. I think they're silly and fun, but they're also stupid. Even some of the main quests, they're like, go pick up these 3 barrels for me. I mean, I guess it breaks up the monotony of go talk to that guy and fight these 2 guys, but I
Oh
don't
my
think
God.
there's much else to it. I like the
No,
puzzles.
you would not believe in Wisteria. They were like, hey, arrange these flowers for us. And then you do it and you go back and they're like, that looks terrible. Do it again. And
See-
then they're like, oh, that looks way better. Thanks for doing that. And you're
The-
just clicking back and forth between the person at the table.
See, the comedy of this game is for children, and I'm a man-child at heart, so I do enjoy it. I have a good time. That's so this came out. So I guess we must have already been deep into the craze at that point because it did not.
Yes.
It came out in 2008.
Last Harry
what
Potter
Harry
movie
Potter
came out
movie
in
were we on?
2011.
So
That
it
would
was
have
it was
been
in
like
it was in
episode 5 or 6.
yeah, in the middle of it. All right, y'all, you ready? Everybody, behold, Rain of Fire. This is why I bring this little gummy bastard around with me. You stupid slut! I can't believe you did that to me. If I die right now, if I really die to these stupid gobblers because this pet's trying to kill me, I'm gonna have words. This game is just really long. Super, super, super long. Most games last 2 to 10 hours. No, it was
wait, what games are you playing that last 2 to 10 hours? I was like, I don't think I've ever played a single player game.
Some games are really short. Like if you played, I mean, I played. If you don't go for completion, Sonic Generations literally took me like 3 hours.
I guess I'm thinking of like old. I'm thinking of like any single player game that comes out now is usually going to be like.
I mean, you can
30
beat
plus.
Mario in less than 12 hours if you're about it. I know
Yeah.
people that can beat it in like 15 minutes.
Is this your balloon?
Yeah, look at him go. Look at him get him. Get him.
You were about to die, so that.
Yeah, they have 150 health, so I'm assuming the dot will kill him and I won't die right now. If not, I'm gonna be a little bit sad about it.
I'm hoping for you.
Yeah, and I literally never cast that spell. I discard it every time, because who has 7 pips that don't even count towards power pips, because it's a fire spell? I should honestly give it to Catherine, but I don't think you
Yes,
can.
please.
I think you can breed with... So Catherine could get like a pig and breed with me until it hatches a balloon, but do you even want this hideous thing? Like, it
I mean,
does
if
have
it
a
gave me
7-pip
a
volcano.
7-pip.
It's a 7-pip fire volcano. You can breed it with me if you want. You can have him.
That's what, it doesn't take me long to get 7 pips. That's like 1 more than Elephant. I'm ready.
Yeah, and then this, what I don't even know how to pronounce this. Do y'all see him in the chat? Wow. Wow. I'm just gonna call it Wow. So WoW says that it takes you like 2 to 3 months if you're playing chill, and it's 1 month if you're playing every day like it's your job. So y'all should be done by the end of the month with the game, I figure, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Catherine's like, yeah, I'm pretty much there. I'll see you there.
I'm playing every day like it's my whole job. Well, hey, what am I gonna do?
And
We're in the
hello,
middle of a pandemic.
hello, I played. What's good? Another viewer in the chat shouting hello. Everybody must be waking up. It's 9 a.m. Maybe we should push the pod back to 9 instead instead of 8 every Sunday.
We can.
That lets me sleep a little more too.
Today we'll be awake at 4 a.m. either way.
Yeah, if you need me, I'll be on at 4 a.m. I won't be on Twitch though.
Maybe you should be get those early.
Yeah, that's Europeans. That's what I'm telling you. These are all across the lake. There's nobody up this early.
Yeah.
It's just impossible. I think I'd love to see a demographic breakdown of who plays Wizards, like just based on, you know, like genders, like age groups, like locations. I think it'd be interesting information. And it might exist.
Honestly.
I've done literally zero searching to confirm or deny that this is not just out there. I just don't think they have the same statistics that other websites do. Oh look, 2 Death Boys, my favorite. Wait, let's just go to a cell. Do I even have to fight these guns? Oh, nope. I'm done.
It says the game is targeted for 8 to 14-year-olds, and I don't want to tell you how close to 30 Sam is, but
Listen, I would prefer you did not tell anyone how close to 30 Sam is.
But let's just go with the over.
Listen, me and Catherine have been playing since day one, and it's a 12-year-old game. Okay.
It is.
Just
Okay,
don't be
this
like that.
this here's a big tip. When hitting over level 60, you need to use your main school. It's not yeah, it's not practical to use this second spell when you have nothing but power pips.
Yes, I think that's correct because when they're giving you a ton of power pips, because I think by max level you have 100% power pip chance, and they add a new. There's like shadow pips at that point. There's like a new bigger pip. Like,
Oh my gosh.
and they're used for shadow spells which require a shadow pip. Yeah, it gets a little deeper than that, but you should basically only be casting your school spells because you're getting so many power pips and all your gear gives you bonus damage to your school that casting an evil snowman when you're a max level death wizard is going to do like 2 damage compared to your
Yeah,
big stuff.
it's like Catherine was getting mad at me because my wand has the it does like the lightning spells. She's like, no, it needs to be different than what you are. I'm like, nah, I want to hit with my lightning.
No, but the issue with that is that it pops your blades. The
I
reason
I just use
But
it to
it'll
pop
also pop
shields.
shields, so
Yeah, that's
it's
what I use it
very
it's
for, is
not
pop
bad to
shields.
pop shields, but I usually incentivize people to use the wand that's the opposite of what yours is. Because that way, if you are fighting, let's say, your Storm, you're fighting Storm, the opposite of you would be Myth. So Myth does bonus damage to Storm guys, whereas they're resisting you very hard. And then
yeah.
if so you deal extra damage with your wand, and then also if you put on a prism, which converts it over to Myth, which would hit them very hard, they might put up a Myth shield, which would then block that. So you can pop that with your wand and then hit them with a big storm hit and kill them. So when your back's against the wall, I think it's better to have the opposite school. But I mean, I also have seen big benefits from being able to pop the shields, especially for storms specifically,
Hmm.
because most of yours are one big hit. So being able to
Yeah.
pop a shield is a big deal. But Catherine's fire, so she can just drop a fire elf. She's like the first the first one will pop the shield,
Yeah.
the rest will get them. So I don't
That's what
think
I really
fire should
like
be running a
about
fire
my
wand.
overtime.
I and
Because my
I
overtime is
I just got an overtime on my death. It's this 4 pip poison. It's
the
basically
poison.
just a 4 pip dot, and it's really useful for when they drop a when I'm fighting a life guy and they start putting up a death shield. I'm just like, here you go.
I love the overtime. I believe in it. It's my favorite.
Yeah, for sure. But also, I mean, we didn't touch much on. We're really all over the place. It's mostly us just talking about wizards for over an hour at this point.
That's
But
super true.
I just want to circle back because I see everybody saying subscription is the way to live your life, and I'm here to tell you that's just stupid and wrong. Listen,
I don't think you should say that at our.
that's what I'm saying, it, and I'm sticking by it. You're allowed to disagree with me and tell me I'm stupid and wrong, but I think you're stupid and wrong. Okay, here's why.
I think for the way that we play,
The way that we've played with
membership
the,
is
yeah,
silly.
we've been so on and off over the 12 years. It's been very good to buy the areas as we go.
Yeah, to
Also,
come back
though,
and not have to pay anything, just have those old areas still open. to
Also,
us.
though, when crowns are on sale, you can get 60,000 for $60. Which, when membership is on sale, it's $60 for a year. So, like WoW said, you could play through the whole thing in a month if you were about it. So, if you had a month off for the summer, you just want to play the game, see what it's about, you could pick up a subscription for a month. That's not the
Yeah.
worst plan in the world. But if you just want to play with it, play with your friends, like you can buy it as if it's a $60 title, and that'll get you through past Dragonspire, I would say, in buying areas on the main quest line. Because it's about 10 grand a world. So with 60, you could easily get Wizard City, Krokotopia, Mushu, Marleybone, and Dragonspire. I did those out of order. And then you would have those forever. So if you ever wanted to come back and try it, how much money? Yes, I've looked into it a lot. The calculation for how much money it would cost to buy every zone on sale is $180. But if you guys are longtime players and you've gotten, let's say, 3 years of membership, at that price already, you could own the game effectively going forward. So if I'm just saying long term, if you're a long term player, it's better to buy it. But if you've already been doing subscription for years and you're already at max level and you only want to do the end game content, I don't see much benefit for you in buying the low level areas as you go.
I just think that I don't want to rush through the game and buy it for like a month or
Yeah,
whatever.
and Khalil here actually has a good point. There are member benefits. You'll notice, like, whenever you're fishing or doing reagents, there are a lot of things that you get a bonus for being subscribed.
Mhm.
But they're mostly, you know, quality of life things. They don't bar you off from content, I don't think.
No,
Except for
I don't think
PvP.
so.
You pretty much can't do PvP without being a member. You can do, like, casual PvP, you can play with your friends, but to
Yeah.
rank up and play in a ranked ecosystem, you have to be a
I
member.
was just that PvP isn't anything I was worried about with this game at all,
Yeah,
though.
I'm
Yeah.
really not.
I see. I think PvP could be fun, but I don't want to do. It's a little pay to win for me, and you can buy daily passes with crowns. Okay, so Khalil's saying if you just wanted to do one day to have a bunch of fun with PvP, you could do that with crowns rather than buying a subscription for a month, which seems reasonable to me. If
Yeah.
we just wanted to try it out one time. But I think if we were ever going to do PvP, I'm pretty sure we'd just fight each other for fun.
Probably.
But yeah, I think that was the only interest in PvP I'd have is to
Just try
mess
to kill
around
each
with
other.
it. That's it, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, God Outplayed, you can add me if you want, but I don't really need help right now. I'm mostly just doing something so there's something on screen while we're talking. It's not so much that I need help at this exact moment. How do they add me? What's my name? Nope. Yup. Dakota Bearbringer.
You don't know any of your.
I don't know my wizard's
That's who
names.
you've been playing. When I've been looking for you on your myth guy, you've been playing
You've been
this dude.
seeing Dakota Bearbringer. Don't add me,
Yeah.
and I don't want you to know what I'm playing without you.
No, I'm friends with on my big guy. I'm friends with like all your characters. I'm pretty sure because I see when this guy gets on.
Yeah, you got me true friended. Yeah, probably.
It'd be hard for anyone to find me.
Sean.
Sean.
That gets me so hard. I can't stop laughing at your
name.
name. His name is just Sean. Like, can't be
It's
beat.
so clean.
Too clean.
It's so clean.
All right, do you guys want to hit any other topics before we, I think, call it a day and go do Mount Olympus? And do you even want to keep streaming Mount Olympus since we've got a fair amount of people watching us at this point?
I'm good with either of that. I mean, I can't really think of any other topics for like early game stuff to talk about right now.
Yeah, I'm kind of stuck.
You want me to give you a true friend code, God Outplayed? No, I'm okay. I don't. Can you not add me as just
As your name? I
That's
don't
my
know if
name?
you can.
How do I
Do
do it?
not buy packs ever. It's pure bullshit, especially at low level. You see, the
Do
thing is, but if
not
I
buy packs.
but if I
Yeah.
didn't buy this pack that I bought at a like that I bought ended up buying at like level 25, then I wouldn't have the amount that I wanted.
No. See, you're confused. You're thinking of the gift card, like the packs of like stuff you get, and those are good purchases if you're into the stuff that's in there.
No,
He's
this was
talking
also
about
I know what
what's
he's
that?
talking about because it's like this also came. This was like the Sherlock Holmes set is the one that I got,
Yes. No,
and it came with like the gear for like your outfit and everything too.
but he's talking about in the crown shop these packs right here,
Oh, okay.
and these are they're basically loot boxes. These are a rip. do not buy packs. Do not support this model. I think one thing we can all agree on uh, the monetization is that this is a scam.
There's okay.
Especially yeah.
I'm not
The
even
only thing
worried
I'm
about
spending
that.
crowns on is areas.
The one
Yes.
thing I'm not even worried about that. The thing that bothers me the most is that if I did buy one of these, it's $3.99 instead of 400, and it would definitely ruin exactly how my like the even number of crowns that I have right now.
I'm
It
at
would bother me so much.
41021. I'm already already living
What
in
did you
that
do, Sam?
life.
How did you do this?
I don't. I honestly don't know how I did this to myself.
Mine looks exactly like that. I can't relate, Kyle. I don't know what you're
That's so clean. It's a 5 or a
And
0 every time.
this is what makes me sad. I really want that seventh character slot because there's 7 wizard schools, and it is $18 on sale. It's probably cost more than that on the regular.
Let's all talk about it. You do not need to play balance.
I'm
While
not
I have
going
you.
to. They can't have
You
this
don't
much
need
money.
to.
This much money for a slot? You're out of your mind. That's almost 2 worlds. You have lost your mind, Ki. Completely out of your mind.
I just want to be real with you. You don't have to play balance.
Yeah, I don't have to.
You have to stop.
And also, this is a month of prepaid time is 8,000 crowns. So, yeah, yeah, I don't know. I think crowns are the way to live your life, and then you could convert to here if you get crowns on sale. Look for when crowns on sale, get crowns, pay that way. Unless you're just
We
already at max level and you only play every couple months, you can just buy that month, go hard, call it a day.
Yeah.
Some of these mounts are so sweet though. This is how they get you. I mean, have y'all seen this thing? It's ridiculous.
Oh, the reindeer. Yeah.
No, this. Look at it.
That's
The
right. Oh, the
celestial
mech.
mech.
I've seen like 5 of those
Pretty
every
great.
time I
It's
was
so
in the city.
nasty. Well,
Pretty great.
what is this thing?
What's this
Oh,
flying
it's a trap.
saucer? Show me that one.
I've seen this one around. It's pretty silly. You guys can't support this. Do not support the crown shop. The crown shop is how they get you.
Yeah.
We need
I
to
just can't do it.
we need to support only paying for new content. What level am I currently? On this guy? Low. I can't. Why am I so bad at this? At every menu, I am level 24. This is my death.
The worst school in the game, balance and life. Okay, well, I have a life guide and I feel
Balance
offended,
and
but
life are
they do
both
suck.
support schools, and I
They
think
do
there's
suck.
a type of person that enjoys support schools. I don't think you have to be sad about life. Do you guys want to move over to Mount Olympus and we can keep talking about this? And here I am. I'm sad. Do you want to? I'm sad. I'm in a fight. I'm gonna flee. I have fled.
You're gonna flee for real?
I have fled. I've done a fled. Oh, Awesome Me TV 9000 is now following. Thank you, my guy.
Wow. What a success story.
What a success. Much more success than expected when I logged on today.
Did you want to try to wrap the podcast?
Yeah, well, that's the question is, do you want to keep streaming while we do Olympus, or do you just want to wrap the podcast and go do it offline?
Well, we could keep streaming, but weren't you going to make this a podcast somewhere else? So did you want to sign off?
Yeah, I was gonna. So I mean, you want to just like record an outro that I can? Let me go to the.
We should probably record a clean outro
So
because we
let's
were
go.
just
Here's my
making this
logo.
episode go
Here's the
along.
logo for the podcast. Never too old to
So
be a
here's a
wizard.
story about a game we play.
Kyle, you know this is going in. You better keep singing.
I don't know how to like remix the rest of it.
Here's some stories. I can't. We're gonna get.
This
we're
is
gonna
all
get
in.
taken
This
down.
is not getting edited out.
No, but we're gonna get taken down. This is what's gonna happen.
No, we're not.
We can't sing someone else's theme song. What's
The
wrong
man
with you?
can't tear
We're
us
not.
down.
It's our remix.
Is there a link? What awesome? I don't know what you're asking.
What if I,
He's asking
He
for a
says
link.
keep
to the
streaming. What
podcast.
is the link to the podcast? I will. There's a link to the YouTube, I believe, down on the. If you go down on the channel, and I'm gonna upload it there when we're done with this. And then we will be streaming every Sunday at 8, I believe, for the podcast. Maybe 9, probably 8.
maybe 9, probably 8.
Probably 8, maybe 9. I will update the schedule on Twitch if we decide to switch it to 9, but for now we're going for 8 o'clock. Awesome wants to play with us. I feel like you're going to carry us through Mount Olympus, and right now I want to struggle. I'm definitely down to play with you later, but right now I want us 3 to go in there and see how much of a struggle it is.
I'm kind of excited.
You're excited for the struggle? I am too, that's what I'm saying. How do I switch?
Should I get on my ice to have a really hard struggle?
We're still, they're not even seeing me play right now. They're still on the logo. We didn't finish the outro.
Okay, what is it?
All right, thank you for watching the Never Too Old to Be a Wizard podcast. If you want to catch us on stream, you can see us live at 8 a.m. on Sundays at Never Too Old to Be a Wizard at Twitch. We're on Twitter at never_wizard if you want to reach out to us with any topics you might want us to cover. And we are also at this YouTube channel. Subscribe. All right. That's going to be it. All right, let me go to the live scene. I lost momentum, Catherine. I lost it.